Hello and welcome to another Miss Alley Cat DIY video. I am so excited to show you how I made this Easter DIY centerpiece. It is so cool. You can actually put things in the center of it for display and I love it. It was super easy to make. So let's get into this video.
So I've got this Craftwise chalkboard paint. There it is. And I'm gonna go ahead and use that. This is actually from the Dollar Tree. I have these pieces of wood. I believe I got this at my local Kroger store, but you can get pieces of wood like this at your local Hobby Lobby or craft store. I would think that like Home Depot would have something like this as well. And I will put on the screen the dimensions of each of these. I believe it came in like a pack of 8, and I don't think it was too expensive. So let's get into the painting.
Here I am doing just that. I have just some basic black acrylic paint, just craft paint, and I'm just going to go ahead and paint both of these pieces of wood.
So I've painted both of my pieces of wood, making sure to get the edges. And you might want to wear gloves because, I don't know, maybe you're more talented than I am, but your hands possibly could look like this.
And you don't have to worry about the edge because we're going to glue these two together. I didn't think about that and I painted all the edges. I mean, obviously it doesn't matter, but you know, save your paint. And yeah, I'm gonna just fix a spot right here and go ahead and let this dry, and we'll just go on to the very next step. So see you then.
I got these wood ovals from Hobby Lobby. They were about $2.99 and you get 8 of them, so it wasn't a bad deal. They were not on sale, but oh well. And we will be using 6 of these for this project today.
So while that is drying, I have these ovals that I showed you earlier. We need 6 of them to spell out Easter, and I'm going to do white, lavender, and this light green color. Oh, it's not in the frame. So here are my colors. I mixed everything with quite a bit of this white acrylic paint. So I put this lime color with the white to get a lighter, almost minty green color, and then this lavender, I believe. Does it say? Just says purple, but it's kind of a lavender color, and I mixed quite a bit of white with that as well. And then I think I will paint an egg white.
Go ahead and paint the eggs whatever colors you would like. Just make sure to get all of the edges and both sides. I would do one side, let it dry, and then do the other side for as many coats as you would like. And do this for all 6 of the eggs. Now the next thing I'm going to do is, I'm letting you know again in the video that there's 2 more eggs that are white. I am going to take this twine from Dollar Tree, and I have my hot glue gun that's been heating for a little bit, so it should be good to go. And it doesn't matter where you start on the egg, just use a very small amount of hot glue, and very carefully, of course it's hot, I'm going to go ahead and place that twine down there and just do that all the way around the egg.
As I reached the end, I'm just putting hot glue clear to the end, next to the side that we started on, next to the piece of twine we started on. And I'm just going to go ahead and hot glue this down. I'm going to grab some scissors, and I'm just going to snip this off as close to the other piece as I can of right here. That same piece of twine we started there. Snip that off. Kind of smush it down. So there is 1 egg. Looks like I have a ding, so I'm just gonna go ahead and like take some paint and go over that real quick. But otherwise, I'm just gonna do the same thing to all of my eggs, and I'll show you them all when they're done, and I'll be right back.
So here are 5 of the eggs that I put twine on. There is 1 more egg, so there are 6 in total. For some reason I didn't record that last egg, but anywho, like I've said, you can use whatever color combination you want. I just wanted to show you the eggs with twine on them.
Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and glue these 2 pieces of wood together. We painted it. It's the pieces of wood that we painted with the chalk paint, as you can see, and just making sure that all of the edges that are showing are painted. For instance, I didn't paint right here, and that's okay because we're going to glue it together to this one. So to do that, I'm using my E6000 glue, and I'm just gonna simply glue it together. So I have a paper towel on standby. And I'm just going to put a very small amount of this on the edge of this piece of wood. Like, it really does not take much at all, and I don't really want it to seep through, although it probably will. So there is some. Now I'm going to go ahead and place the other one together. To put it flat. Now I don't want it to stick to my table. Got my paper towel here. I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe that off. I'm going to very carefully flip it over. I'm just gonna kind of wiggle it so it doesn't stick to the table. And we're just gonna let this dry, preferably overnight. And it just so happens to be night where I'm at.
Wait, 1 second. Before we let this dry, actually, okay, little secret, I already have let it dry, but I want to add some reinforcements to it. I guess this could be optional, but there is a chance that it could break in half if you don't do this part.
I have a couple popsicle sticks. Doesn't really matter what kind. I just grabbed these real quick. And I'm going to put one here, just a little piece. So that it reinforces it, and you want to put it on the ends as well so that it's even, so it's not wobbly. Just gonna take my scissors. Yeah. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it there. Grabbing a pin real quick. Marking it. You can also just eyeball it, but I decided to mark it down. And I'm gonna cut it real quick. Well, I want to do it slowly because otherwise the popsicle stick could tend to break in half. So we will glue that one there, and I'm going to do 2 more the same size. I'm just going to use this like a template. There it goes. Alright, so I am going to once again use my E6000 glue.
Really don't need much, just like before. Pretty strong stuff. And I don't want it to seep out. Almost put that in the wrong spot. Did you see that?
Now that we've done this part, I would go ahead and let this dry overnight. And yeah, we'll go on to the next step. I decided to use my Cricut to cut out some letters that spelled out Easter. I have this black vinyl, and yeah, I'm not a Cricut expert. This video is not sponsored, but it turned out really super cute, so I wanted to show you. Honestly, you could also use a stencil and paint it, or you could freehand it if you want. I just really have been excited about using my Cricut lately, but you totally don't have to use a Cricut. So I just weeded out my vinyl. The next thing I'm doing is I'm just using some transfer tape to transfer the letter R onto this green egg. As you can see in the video, I've already done the E, but I just wanted to show you me doing this for at least one letter. And yeah, I'm just going to use the transfer tape and really press it down onto the egg once I have it lined up and straight like I want it. And I think it turned out so cute. I of course did this for all of the eggs and all of the letters until I spelled out the word Easter.
So here are all of my letters. Honestly, it's really cute like this. You could just like glue it to a piece of wood right like that, and that's really adorable. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of trim up some of the fuzzies on the twine here. Totally optional. It's looking a little hairy, so I'm gonna do that to all of these eggs, and then we'll go ahead and start gluing them down. All right, so now I want to like kind of plan out where I'm going to be gluing these to the wood. My plan is to kind of go back and forth, so when you're looking right at it, you'll see that it says Easter. On the other side, it'll just be the plain colors, but I think that's cute too. So but I want to make sure that I'm gluing these in the right spot, so this is just kind of how I'm measuring it. And I realize you're up above, so I apologize, but just so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Then I'm gonna make sure that that is correct, and so that I can see the A, or whatever letter it is. So that they are lined up evenly. I think I want this one kind of on the end. And I guess it doesn't have to be perfect, obviously. I'm just trying to have an idea so that I don't mess it up. Alright, so let us begin. I'm going to take this E6000 glue. I'm just going to begin with the E. Eyeball where this egg touches the other wood piece there we have. And I need paper towel on hand. I didn't think about that. Luckily the glue doesn't dry that incredibly fast. Also got a clamp right here. But before I do that, I do want to wipe away some of this glue. I've got my little clamp, and I'm just going to go ahead and tighten this down to hold everything. Have it pretty tight so that it holds it.
Really want to tighten there for a second. Now I'm going to wipe it down again. Made a mess there, so clean that up.
Alright, so I thought I did the rest of the letters off camera just because I felt it was pretty repetitive. But I wanted to now let you know what ended up happening and how I was able to glue them down. So this guy here, you saw earlier, it's the S, and I have it leaning up against some paint. The first two letters I was able to clamp down. This one I have up against two little paints, kind of squishing it. And this guy here I clamped down. This one I do have leaning up against a few things, and we will see how that works. The clamps obviously work a little better, but yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and let all of this dry overnight, and I will be back and let you know how it went.
So here's the finished decor piece. I think this would be really gorgeous in the center of a kitchen table. Right now, my table is being used for something else, but I thought it was really pretty in my kitchen as well. I love it next to the DIY lavender wreath that I made, and I will link that video for you in the upper right hand corner of your screen and the description box below if you're interested. And that picture is from Hobby and Lobby. But yeah, I just love how customizable this is, and really I already had the paint on hand. The wood pieces were really all I paid for, so I really only spent about $6.48, so I think that's pretty darn good. And I also love how this centerpiece, you can literally put things in the center of it. As you can see, I have a fake candle. I do not recommend putting a real candle in that. Don't do that. That would not be good. But anyway, and I also have this Dollar Tree cross, which on one side you can see the metal, and then the other side, the way I've placed it, you can actually see what it says, at least in person. I know the lighting isn't great. I apologize, but it says, "Seek courage and strength through him." And I just think It's just really super cute. I put this greenery around it and some Dollar Tree fairy lights. If you're still here, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, I mean you are still here, feel free to pounce on that like button and hit subscribe. And if you'd like to see even more videos like this from me, like different DIYs and hauls and shop with me, feel free to click on that notification bell to be notified the very next time I upload a new video. With that being said, this is Miss Alley Cat DIY signing off. Until next time, bye-bye!